Hey, what's up, guys? Let's talk about multiband compression. And I use the Wave C6 just because I've been using it for a long time. And it's pretty good. I usually put it at the beginning of my mastering chain after, all the mastering kind of effects I have here. I have it right here. And the reason I have it here is, because with it off, my track is obviously being pushed way too hard into the maximizer, or it's being pushed hard into the ending limiter, right? And you can see it there, and that's not good. So, a famous producer, I'm not sure who it is, but please let me know who said it. I think it was one of the Belgian guys that said, "Production is reduction." So, I put a C6 on here, multiband compressor, to kind of glue things together. So why wouldn't I just use, say, an SSL comp or a glue compressor or whatnot? Well, I wouldn't want the bass or like the mid punch to affect the high end. So like a conventional glue compressor or Ableton compressor affects all frequencies at once. So this splits them up into, six, but it splits it up into four bands, and each band gets its own dedicated compressor, and it's pretty cool. And the good thing about this is you can solo each, and you can go through it. So the goal in this is to make the track sound like one cohesive mix, to bring everything down, to kind of sit on its face, and get it ready for, maximizing and EQing later down the road, which is what a compressor chain does. So this is merely to tame things, and you can do some pretty cool things. So we will turn it. I'll just I'll play it, and then I'll turn it on, and you can be like, oh, okay, that works. Kind of subtle, but yeah, let's go through it. So how I use the C6 or any multiband compressor is slow attack and release on the low end, and as I move up, I use a faster and faster attack and release. So we'll see it here. I'm going to solo the low end. I keep this about here, right? It's not as reactive. It's grabbing the audio, but it's just kind of keeping it in check. With the attack, it's coming through, but obviously the release is longer as well. It's kind of grabbing onto it, but it's not like, it's not reactive, and you can see that. It's just kind of sitting on top of it, and since it's doing that, the yellow line is the amount of reduction. I can boost the gain right here, and I get a little bit more bass perceivably in the long run. And the range here is, the amount of range. You can even go upwards and get crazy. I was at 8.1. I should keep it there. And then I work linearly. I work my way up, and I can change these bands around. That's exactly what I did. So this one, it's the mid-range, and the goal is to have the kick and the percussion-y elements, or the mid percussion element we have there, kind of like that big room, whatever it is. I want it to kind of dance around with the mid punch of the kick and the percussion. So I want these both to be like very reactive for the compressor, or with the whatever, and you can see it. Maybe that's a little bit too much of release. Right, so if I boost the release like all the way up, it's getting like really squished down. It takes a while to get back up there. So that's why as you move up, you give it a faster and faster attack and release. So we'll go up to like the mid range, depending on the track. Now you might want this to it just depends on the track. So this one's obviously a lot faster. And the transients are coming through. The attack is 5 mils. And you notice I have the threshold going further and further down. right? And if I want to completely squish the transients, that doesn't sound too good. So I keep it around 4 or 5. You can see it. You can see it coming through. And what I can do also is I can just boost the gain to get it ready for what we're going to be doing next to it. As well, you saw that in a previous video, which is the EQing and all that fun stuff. And of course, you have the high end here. I kind of keep this the way it is because a lot of this gets rolled off with EQ afterwards. It's very smooth because of all the fun stuff. So here it is all together now. You see the mid percussion element, the bass, the wood block, whatever it is really overpowering, and it's eating up kind of a lot of the mix perceivably, but compressing that band and giving an appropriate attack and release, I have a cat here, really gives it the perception that it's still there, but it's not as overpowering. And now the plugins afterwards aren't working so hard because this is evening it out, and it's very reactive, which is my new favorite word. So the trick is to kind of do that for a part that has, I guess not the drop, but the second most important part of the track. And then, of course, we go to the part where a lot of stuff is going on. I believe it's this. Or maybe this. There we go. So we have that the lead line here. So it's just compensating and readjusting everything that's going on here. And it's a little bit lopsided, but afterwards I kind of repaired that with our EQs and all that fun stuff. 3 EQs afterwards. So yeah, hope you learned stuff. Just remember that progressively more and more, bring the threshold down more and more as you go, only slightly, and slower attack and release for the low end. So it's not as like flubby, it just kind of grabs onto it and just kind of like a wave, like a surfer would surf, and progressively less and less attack and release as you move up to give it that punch and to kind of grab onto it. And yeah, that's generally how I do it. Hope you learned stuff, and take care.